you're either treading water, swimming, or you're drowning. The guy that's treading water is just waiting to drown.
Yeah. This is embracing technology. Get some AI voice agents going that can connect, and you will not miss opportunities.
Everyone, I have Brian Cooper here from Networx on the Exit Rich podcast. Brian Cooper from Networx, a lead aggregator. He helps companies scale their business by getting them leads, while it takes Google, Facebook, everyone else time to ramp up. He's like instant coffee on a Monday morning. Brian, welcome, brother.
Thanks, Lance. Great to be here.
A lot of people feel great about it. Some contractors have mixed emotions about Networx and other aggregators. LB Capital, Lance Bachman's a big fan. My CEO, my leadership team, my marketing team love you guys. Think the world of you guys. So I appreciate you coming here to the farm today, checking out the farm in the rain. So Brian, we got a chance to talk. Why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do at Networx and what Networx is? So some people have no clue.
Yeah.
I never heard of you. So
great.
And we are.
Great. Thank you. So Brian Cooper, I'm the president of Networx. We are a marketing services company that provides leads to the home services industry, right? And we think about ourselves like our mission as a company is to help contractors win more business and help them close jobs, right? So we think about that every single day. We come into the company. We think about how can we do better for our customers. We've got about 15,000 customers across the board. We range everything in home services from, concrete through roofing, right? And every day we are thinking about performance marketing and helping our contractors win business. Business has been around for about 20 years.
2004, correct?
Yeah, right. And so we have learned to evolve, right? We help to we try to and strive to understand the pain points that our customers are going through. Are leads working? Are they not working? How do we optimize that journey? How do we help coach them to understand what speed to lead really means for them and provide the tools?
We're going to talk about that today.
We definitely want to talk about that.
Right. Talk about that.
Right. But that's our job. That's our business, is to help contractors win more jobs through providing them tools and leads to help them grow their businesses.
Let's talk about Networx. We were talking about speed to lead. I heard you talking about the customer journey today with Bill when you and Bill and Mike Shelley were out there all talking. And, frankly, we've had a very good relationship with Networx.
Right.
It's been great.
Really appreciate the business.
We invest a lot of money with you guys. We know it works. We get a high return on our spend. And we'll talk about how people have mixed reviews about you. They talk shit on you. They talk shit on the ANGs, other aggregators. And they all work, in my opinion, if you use them right. I'm a big fan of them all.
Right.
But let's talk about how Networx was formed, because it's an interesting story. Like, we're just talking about it, and I didn't even got a chance to ask you, are you Jewish?
I am, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. I didn't know if you were or not. I think your founders are clearly Jewish if they live in Israel.
Well, they're here in the States now,
okay.
But the company was founded in Israel like 20 years ago by a couple of really smart tech entrepreneurs, right, that saw this opportunity as to leverage technology to help these customers connect with homeowners, to help contractors and homeowners connect with each other, right? That was sort of the founding thesis of driving value into what is a massive and gigantic market, right? That is recreating itself every single day, every single year. There are people fundamentally looking for services. We're in the business to help those people while we are helping the businesses that serve them.
We're going to talk today a little bit about why aggregators are so important, because how long it takes a new company to build a brand. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I circle back about that. So these two founders, they started over in Israel, right? Which not that I was joking around about it. We were talking about it. We talked about the Ukraine war. And now you have 30, 40 employees over in Israel?
Correct. Yeah. All of our tech and product is done over in Israel.
So people just don't realize Israel is one of the capitals of the world in tech. Most people don't understand how bright the Israeli country is in tech, and understand the leading to the tech and the war on tech, I'll call it, like just the innovation that's done there. How is it like to manage? Because I think like over here, you've got to worry about like your employee getting a DUI, breaking up with little Johnny, or like what's the other dumb shit that goes on there? Like read the pics. Snapchat, bad pics, dumb shit. Over there,
right,
you're dealing with real shit that's going on with your employees, I mean, let's talk about what 18 months ago the country was invaded.
Yep.
You had something more catastrophic than our 9/11 per capita. Like, and I explained that to people, like, if you know how many people died that day,
right,
women and children that were fucking raped, right, and people just act like it was no big deal. Like a lot of, oh my God, right? But it was worse than our 9/11.
Yeah.
Like, what's it like to manage your employees over there and still get their heads right and move on?
Really appreciate the words, and you're right. It was nothing short of an absolutely horrific event, right? That we are still managing through, right? And yes, it is a challenge managing people anywhere in the world, and it is unique with our employees over there. But you have to be, as you know, you have to be a great employer, not a good employer. You have to be a great employer, right? You have to have great people in the first place, right? And providing a process of empathetic leadership to that team, right? And I've flown over there. I was there 3 times last year. I was already there once this year, going back and forth. You've got to be able to walk the walk, support your employees in whatever they need in order to like be able to work through the environment. And sometimes like work is a nice release and distraction. They don't have to think about the work, right? And they have families that could be deployed, or some of our employees get deployed on occasion. So you go out of your way to provide an environment of support and empathy, right, for them in order to like continue to, execute and live the mission with us there. So,
I mean, this is a big Jewish community over this way. I don't know if you know that. I know you
know that.
Yeah, like my old partner's Jewish. A lot of my friends are Jewish. This Northeast Philadelphia, Bucks County, Montgomery County is a heavily populated Jewish area. But what's crazy to me, and I'm just kind of curious to what you see as being Jewish and you employ, I'm assuming a lot of Jews if they're in Israel, correct?
Yeah, in Israel, sure, right.
Does it seem like this world's gone fucking mad and there's anti-Semitism on Jewish people is at an all-time? I've never seen anything, and I don't understand how Jewish people are the most persecuted people, I feel like, anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, has everyone lost their marbles? Like, I've never seen a group so hated.
It feels that way for so many different, for years and centuries, it's been that way. But the Jewish people are also incredibly resilient.
Oh, without doubt.
And not only contributing meaningfully to society, we're there for each other, right? We come from a world of family and support and education first, and it's part of what's made the Jewish people unique and resilient, right? That commitment to taking care of one another, right? That commitment to taking care of our families, that commitment to education. It's all part of the fabric of being Jewish in a Jewish community, right? And so, the rise in anti-Semitism and what you've seen on campuses and stuff, it is wholly unacceptable, right? And those things, come together, right? It helps our people come together. It helps our friends come together and find, commonality to help manage through difficult times together. And, challenges create bonds, create resilience and strength. And that's part of who we are.
No, I get that. I do believe the Jewish community, from what I see, is a great one. I've been accepted by, I could name my buddy Lawrence, Bograd. I can name tons of Jewish people that I'm very good friends with. I'm very fortunate. I just don't know when enough is enough, where you guys all just say, fuck this, and we're going to attack back. Like, right. I told you, if that's our country, like, we went invaded, we went and took countries over, we killed Saddam Hussein, let's be honest, we assassinated him, right? We assassinated a lot of people over there after us, but then we tell you guys to hold back with reserve and try and work things out. Like, at what point is the Jewish community going to say, you got people there, you have family members there, at what point do you say, no, enough's enough, man? We can't take it no more. You're not, or you're starting to fight for survival at a certain point.
Yeah. And the country is there, right? And you have to have faith in the leadership, both there. You need to have faith in our friends in the leadership here in this country that, there is a path to peace, right? And an end game, one form or another, to get to a path of security and peace.
Man, this guy's polished. Man, you should be a politician. No wonder you're president of Networx. Man, I would take 100 of my friends and say, let's go take these people over, man. Enough's enough, man. Here, let's talk about Networx, though, right? Because I think it's pretty cool you guys are in Israel.
So let me just tell you a little bit more, right? Yeah. So we've got tech and product in Israel, but we've made a significant investment here in this, about 10 years ago. We opened up a big office in Atlanta, in Buckhead, around that area.
That's nice, beautiful area down there, Buckhead. Cars.com's down there.
We've got a great employee base there. Most of it's actually not Jewish, right? And so we've got our sales team, our customer service, our enterprise operations are based out of there as well. So we've made meaningful investments here and have a great multicultural operation as a business to do with our office in Atlanta. And
Where's Andrew at?
Andrew actually is very close to here. He works remote. He's near outside. He's 15 minutes from here.
He's good. He's good. He's very good. He knows your product. Very nice guy.
Really appreciate it.
Takes care of our team. Yeah. So let's talk about why Networx and aggregator, because we're going to talk about the mixed emotions people have about you, right? I'm sure you're not naive to it. I mean, how long have you been at Networx now?
So I've been involved with the company for about 8 years. I sat on the board for about 6, and I've been now the president for not quite 2.
Okay. Yeah. So congratulations on your new role. So let's talk about this. When you're starting a company and you're trying to scale fast,
right?
Building a brand takes time. SEO takes time. PPC takes time. Networx doesn't take time. You're laughing because you know what? We know where I'm going with this, and most people don't understand this.
Right.
Why doesn't Networx take time, and how can you feed that funnel? Because I don't think most people truly understand what Networx does and why an aggregator like you is great to have a partnership. You need to have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Or there's some ups and downs, like every relationship. Me and my wife have up and downs. Let's keep it real.
Sure.
You and your wife do, right?
Right.
That's the world we live in, but working through those downs makes the ups even that much better.
Sure.
Can you talk about that? Why Networx is almost like instant coffee in the morning for a business?
So, we believe in operating fast, right? You should think fast. You should learn fast. You can fail fast, but you have to be able to move quickly to keep pace with the speed of business, right? And our customers demand speed as well, right? And we have to be there on both sides when it's working and when it's not working. And our job is to work together to try to optimize that process all the way through. So, if we were delivering a bunch of leads like for you and your portfolio, right? Mm-hmm. And we have to dig deep to understand with them what worked, what turned into an appointment, what turned into a closed job, right? And that entire continuum is on us to help with our customers, right? And not everything works, to your point, right? No. And we have to be there with a commitment to data and analytics and a communication flow to understand what's not working, what's working, how do we do more of that? And that requires speed, and it requires us to think and move quickly with our customers.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So like for the people out there, just so you guys fully understand how Networx work is, you buy a certain amount of leads every month, you give them a budget, they fulfill your lead pipeline, you get in touch with the leads. They sell them to other people also. There's no exclusivity, correct? I think you get a few multiple people.
Actually, we have pricing that can be exclusive or shared.
Okay.
Right?
So I appreciate you. Yeah. And you buy the lead, and you get in touch with the person. You book the appointment. You sell them. I know for us in some marketplaces, we're about $10 for every dollar we spend with you. Some of the lower markets that you and Bill and Mike were talking about making it even better, about 5 to 1. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So right? Yeah, about the range, right? Yep. Yeah. That's a good ROI to say, hey, listen, let's keep this relationship going.
Correct.
I can't get that right away with SEO and PPC and billboards, radio, and television.
Right.
Can you explain? Because I don't think people really know what you do. I think you're saying, like, you're talking about your portfolio. I'm going to break it down. You probably have, 2,000-3,000 roofing contractors on your platform?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So if I'm a roofing company, I'm just going to dumb it down, Brian, and just at any point say, Lance, you're too dumb. Let me correct you, okay? I'm okay with that. People do it all the time to me. I'm a roofing company, and I need more leads. I want to grow my business, right? And the SEO is taking long. PPC, my digital agency sucks. I think you have about 20 years in the agency space, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, we've been at this for 20 years.
Yeah, I think you also have agencies, digital space, right?
Myself, I've built, I would call ourselves a publisher that I've built for businesses in the past for around aggregating audience and selling performance media programs.
Yeah. So you know most digital agencies out there suck.
Yes,
true. They're terrible. 99% of them suck. I could just start rattling their names off. But the point being, you're with your agency, they suck. You're not sure what to do. They come to Networx. They give you average budget probably to Networx for a client is probably somewhere between $2,000, $5,000 a month on average.
It's really different, different across the board.
You got bigger guys. You spend a lot more than that. But I'm saying the average. Yeah. The average roofer is going to spend somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000. Right?
Yeah.
So now I give you $2,000, $5,000. My leads come in. I should probably get to my lead right away. We'll talk about lead to speed because the majority of people don't.
Right.
I book the appointment, right? I can book it right through Networx. Is that part of the process? Or I know we use Service Titan.
It's generally on we can help in that process, but it's usually incumbent upon the client, after we deliver the lead, to get to that lead quickly and book that appointment quickly. Okay. Now we have tools to help people do that.
Okay.
Right.
So now I booked the appointment, I sell it, I start tracking my ROI.
Correct.
Now I know for all LB Capital companies, ours is all integrated through Service Titan and we can track the whole entire process.
Right.
You can't do, and I can start a company tomorrow, roofing, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, you're in concrete, you're in tree service. I mean, almost everything in the home service is residential. You're in, correct? Painting, correct?
Yeah.
I can start any one of those companies tomorrow, come to you guys.
And we'll start selling you leads.
And all you have to do is book the lead.
Yep.
And if it's not a true lead, let's just say it's a roofing. I'm going to use roofing, okay? And it's not a roofing lead. I can say, hey, Brian, this wasn't a true roofing lead. This was a HVAC lead.
Yep.
I get my money back. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I mean, where's the downside? So I know you've given back us money or credits, however it works out, but we guys do.
We have to be good partners, right? And like I said, so listen, being at this for 20 years gives us a certain amount of scale, right? And how we can operate for homeowner acquisition activities and how we go about doing that, right? Across every channel that you can think about available, right? And so we have to be really good at that and to try to get the highest intent homeowners into one of our funnels in one form or another. Paid social, paid search, organically, right? Great content, right? Helps drive high intent homeowners into us. It's never going to be perfect, right? Take those high intent homeowners and then we fulfill the budgets from our contractor customers, right? That are looking for those homeowners in a geographically and task relevant manner, right? And so if we miss it because it's like, okay, this guy wanted, a roof repair, not a roof install or something like that, we have to understand that, be sympathetic to that and be as good partners, take that return and then, and move on together. So when we can together work and get disposition data back from you or your portfolio companies, it helps us see back to our comprehensive campaign levels what's working and what's not working and how we go about optimizing to find that high intent homeowner for the right contractor. And being able to do that at scale is part of a 20-year investment.
So let's just talk about this. You're the president of Networx. You sat on the board for 6 years. Let's just talk about the pink elephant in the roof that contractors build on your platform.
Sure.
They say it didn't work. It sucked. It's bullshit.
Yep.
They're not real leads. You guys are scams, right? That's what you hear about all aggregators, not just you. So I'm not picking on you. I appreciate you being here.
Right.
You know how I feel about you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on the opposite side. I think it works. I know it works. I have the data to prove it works.
Right.
I have no problem saying that, right? So I'm actually an advocate, right?
Yeah.
But there are people out there that say, Lance Bachman, you're full of shit. They're paying you. No, I've never taken a nickel from you.
We're not paying you.
You're not paying me. Yeah. So, actually, you're making me money. So I appreciate that.
Right. That's our job.
So,
yeah.
But what do you say to those people? Why do you think those people don't work? I have my thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts.
Right. So, predominantly it will be that the speed to lead issues, right? That come back around. And I'm not going to blame, like I said, not every lead is perfect that we sell, but we're willing to take those back, right? But the leads, that then require the follow-up, where we see really good execution from the entrepreneurs and the contractors that we work with, right? Are there getting to the lead via text, via phone calls, via a good call center process, are having good results with our leads, right? And so, because we work with a sort of broad continuum of large and small customers, some customers are much more capable than others to do that, right?
And let's just talk about this real fast, not to cut you off. Speed to lead.
Yeah.
Would you say 95% of contractors don't have a fucking clue what speed to lead means and get on speed?
Correct.
It becomes your problem, not their problem.
It does become my problem. Right. Exactly.
Right. Yes, I owned a digital agency for 15 years.
Right.
Like, hey, did you realize, Brian, you didn't answer your phone?
Right.
What do you mean? Here's the true story. You'll appreciate this. There's a painter, Vince. You don't mind me putting you out there. My boy Vince, Northeast Philly, because he'll verify it as a true story. He was my first client at my old company was called Local Internet Traffic, right? Called it 1SEO. And he paid me, and back then, 15 years ago, or now 17, 18 years ago, pay-per-click was so cheap for payments, right? So we built a website, SEO'd it. He had 15 phone calls for $200 in 1 week, right? He called me up and was like, yo, dog. This guy, Northeast Philly guy, was like, yo, dog. It's been a week. My car got hit for $200-some. I got not one lead. Now we go right into call rail, which was just started Marchex one. I think they're the same company now. And we see 15 calls. Well, 15 people called and they all hung up. So he started, I said, yo, you got 15 calls. You can see it right here. He's like, nah, man, no one called. I said, Vince, just start calling back these people.
Missed calls is a huge problem.
So it gets better. He calls these people back with me on three-way. He's like, did you call Vincenzo's painter? They're like, yeah, we did. We found you on Google, but no one answered. So, well, why didn't you leave a message? Well, we just call the next person. Why didn't you leave a message? And I said, what made you think that people are going to leave you a message? Still to this day, he's my boy. I love the guy.
Right.
I love him to death. To this day, he still doesn't answer his fucking phone.
Right.
Right. So, is it your fault, Brian? Or is it that you refuse to change your behavior to give the customer what they want? A lead to speed, a frictionless environment to book their appointment and hand you money.
Right. And so we've got a set of tools, either in market or coming to market, to help with speed to lead. Right. We've got an AI voice solution so that missed phone call can automatically be can be communicated with, and that can solve the homeowner's problem right then and there, can book an appointment right then and there and go right into your Service Titan platform. We've got an SMS messaging platform coming to market here. So those form leads that may come in, you can instantly SMS them right back. Those are the two big things that we are innovating for to help contractors be more efficient with the leads that we're selling them today.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Service Titan and Rilla, our technology of choice to helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to. How many times have you seen this? I called them one time and no one answered.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
I mean,
right.
I see this. It probably takes 13 to 17 touch points for someone to book a lead.
Right.
If you think about
to book an appointment.
Right. To book an appointment.
Yeah.
And the reason why I just use myself. I'm so busy, right? Busy. Unless Julie books it for me, it doesn't get done. And people, I give credit to, I got a doc guy, right? Nick, right? And this is how this guy, I don't even know if this guy does docs truthfully, right? So I really don't even know. I wait and I just Google, I wanted a dock and I wanted bridges for my farm here, right? Just as you walk around, you have a bridge over the pond and some other stuff. And I was like, no, I just need a dock guy and a bridge guy, someone to do it. So I just filled out, I don't even know what. Somehow I got onto a site, probably one of your funnels, someone's funnel, right? And he just asked me certain questions. Nick, I don't even name his company, I got it over there, was the only guy that followed up 4 or 5 times through my cell phone, text messaging, calling me. Everybody else was a one-time call or a one-time text, and they fell off, right?
Right.
Nick shows up. Me and Nick, I told Nick what I wanted. Nick didn't have a proposal for me on the spot. I mean, so that's a check mark against him. But nice guy, good-looking guy, spoke well. My wife loved him. So we had all those check marks, right, that you look for.
Yeah.
And I just said, listen, you're not going to rate me here financially because I know what things cost.
Right.
So I'll pay for all the material, and I want you to make good money on labor. So you pay your people, I'll tip them, and I'll make sure you make good money. He sent me a proposal. I signed off on it. He got the job.
Right.
No one still today has followed up except for the initial one call. Like,
right.
It's like $100,000 job all in.
Yeah.
Like $100,000 job all in.
Right. That's exactly the problem that has to get solved, right? SMS, AI voice, those things significantly.
They don't want to learn it.
Right.
They don't want to learn it.
That's where I think, like, and yes.
You're going to get left behind.
The contractor will, right? We can do a better job in training them how to utilize these tools. And I think what you do, right? You know, I've seen large presentations that you made, your rules of success there, right? Those are the things that people have to follow. They have to understand that shit works, right?
It's non-negotiable.
That's what they have to do, right? So you talk about embracing technology, right? As part of your 10 rules to success, right? This is embracing technology. Get the SMS platform going. Get some AI voice agents going that can connect, and you will not miss opportunities. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem we think to solve. It helps take the tension out of like the lead issue too. When the guy's up on the roof and he's not answering his phone. I understand that.
That's the problem. Run, don't be on the fucking
roof. It's too busy.
You think do I look like I'm getting on the roof?
No.
Jesus. A woman down the shore asked me the other day for help just to pull a crate guy. I saw her pull the ladder out. I said, ma'am, I don't do manual labor. And I damn sure don't get on a ladder. Like, I wasn't being rude to her. My buddy Tony had to go up there and do it. I'm not doing this.
Right.
The point being is these contractors are such nice people, but they don't want to change a lot of people. And when you don't want to change, you go out to the pastures that die.
Yep.
And I just had a conversation with someone, and I'm going into business with them. And Jolisa, when's that AI training guy coming in for us?
June 9th.
So June 9th and 10th, I'm paying this guy 50 or 75 grand, whatever it is, to come in and do an initial AI, chat GPT, automation for my whole entire leadership team, right?
Yeah.
And this guy I'm partnering with, I said, yo, clear your schedule. And he's like, well, you know. I said, what the fuck do you mean, well, you know?
Right.
I'm like, do you know how to use all these tools? He's like, well, I'm like, dude, this is the future. It's now.
Correct.
And you're going to spend 2 days there. I don't care what you think's more important.
Right.
And this is what people don't realize is they come up with every reason. I said, why wouldn't you want to do it? And he just stares at me. I said, because you don't want to take that tough 2 days of struggle, of pain, of uncomfortableness. It's going to be uncomfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very painful for me to sit there for 2 days and try and figure all this shit out and use it.
Right.
Because let's be honest here. Are you an A+ expert on AI yet?
No.
People our age group just aren't, right?
Right. Dude, we're learning every day, right? You got to be a lifelong learner, right? That's how you grow.
But these guys don't want to do it.
Right.
And they expect, and they wonder why they're losing to these private equity guys, right? Let's be realistic here. These private equity guys, what do? The first thing they hire.
Yeah.
They hire some 25-year-old, 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Some kid that's sniffing Elmer's glue in his grandmom's basement. They'll have a fucking clue to what he's doing about marketing. But what he's good at is going and figuring out what courses to take.
Right.
To automate shit, to look good, to get better at it. And eventually that person helps that organization out.
Correct.
To lead the speed.
Right.
And I truly believe every company out there, Brian, if they fix the lead the speed problem, that's going to fix 50% of their problems.
Amen.
If not more.
Yeah.
Just to lead the speed.
Amen. We're right there.
Because
we're speaking the same language here.
Because if you're not booked, I always say this to Bill.
Right.
I always say this to Bill. If we're not booking appointments for salespeople to run across the country, right, and I was very transparent with you, then our salespeople are going to quit and go somewhere else.
Right. And another part of your foundation, which is so important for these entrepreneurs to know your KPIs, right?
Oh, you have to know your KPIs.
Like, you need to know, not just like, you need to know what was your cost per appointment, right? What was your cost to issue a proposal, right? What was the cost to close that job? every KPI along the way is going to tell you something about your business. Like, hey, my call center's crushing it, but my guys in the field are blowing it, right? And like you have to know the KPIs along that sort of lead closing process, that entire continuum, in order to operate your business effectively.
It's funny you say that, because my buddy from Texas, do you know James Manick? I sent him to you guys. I sent him to you guys. Great guy, real nice guy. So he called me and he's like, Lance, listen, man, like, you're right. My business will probably do $8-10 million this year in roofing. Yeah. But you went all retail, left insurance, just following our model, do what we do. Yeah. And I'm in the shower talking this morning because he asked me for time. And this month has not been his best month. And it wasn't due to the aggregators, right? He's like, our leads are up. Things are going the right way. My sales close rates are down. People are telling me it's the leads. And I just said to him, I said, are you constantly recruiting? And he said, no. And he said, but no one's quitting. I said, because you have a losing culture now. Right. For the last 30, 45 days, no one's selling and it's been accepted by you. Right. I said, you got to constantly recruit and bring people in that can sell, that are hungry. Right. He said, it's funny you say that, Lance. I just brought an Erie guy in and he outsold half of my sales force in the first 3 days. Right. I said, because he has something to prove. He's hungry. Yep. But I said, if you allow him to see losing is accepted, right, he will be your, whatever number sales guy is, loser on your team. And I just said, and so we're constantly recruiting. So I feel if you fix that speed to lead issue, right, and talk about your KPIs, he knew his close rate was down. He didn't blame it on his leads. He knew his close rate was down drastically. Yep. They were blaming it on the leads. My thing is this, is without
culture, the culture, knowing your KPIs, being accountable, and holding your people accountable to it, right? It all works together to drive and grow your business.
Well, because if you have people out there running leads and not closing them, you're wasting money. You're wasting marketing dollars. You're wasting your time, your effort, your energy.
Correct.
And
hey, you're pissing money away.
And losers hang out with losers, and winners hang out with winners. Yep. And that's the truth. And I've never seen too many winners accept losers, but I've seen a lot of losers accept winners becoming losers.
Right.
Think about that. Yeah. I've seen a lot of winners never accept losers. Like my sons don't hang out with fucking losers. Like it's just not in their head. Like it's just, I won't hang out with losers. Here's a true story. One, I wish it was recorded. Neri Jacob, we didn't get the conversation. One of my partners was acting like a loser yesterday, feeling sorry for himself, having a pity party. And I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, this ain't good for my mental health. I'm not going to deal with this today. Like, this is off the table. Yeah. I'm like, if this is what you want to be like, it's time for this relationship to change. Like, our jobs are to be leaders, be warriors, to constantly be growing, be learning, educating. The minute you feel sorry for yourself, it's over.
Right. Everything you're saying there is a culture of winning. Like, everything across all of that is about creating a culture of winning, right? And owning that as a leader, right? And creating the right environment to help push and foster that. That's the people we want working for us, right? And through that process is how we deliver winning results for our homeowners and for our contractors.
So one of the big problems you have, I got to assume the biggest problem you guys face for contractors they're saying the leads are shit, which I don't believe that, but some are, I'm sure. I'm assuming you guys have some type of data out there, 5, 10%, whatever it may be.
Yeah, we
probably aren't in leads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I don't know what that number is, but you guys refund that money, or give credit, however you guys work it out. I don't want to get into that part too much. You've always been good to us, so we never had an issue with it.
Because it's an honest conversation, right? Like, hey, you're right. That wasn't a good lead. But like, you know what? We spoke to that person. That was a good lead. Not to you, but like, you guys get him call. You've got to call. It was a good lead. It was there, right?
I could tell you won't do
working together. Right.
I could tell you won't do that. Google and Facebook.
Right.
That I can tell you right now. They don't give a shit.
Correct.
Like, and I said to everyone, feel like, what do you mean, Lance? Like, you have a good relationship with Google and Facebook. I'm like, I have a very good relationship with Google and Facebook. But their own people will tell you they don't give. They'll tell you, oh, well, we care. Well, yeah, pee down my leg and tell me it's raining, because you don't see, unless it's a catastrophic issue, you'll never see a refund. You'll never see a credit. It has to be a catastrophic issue over there. Right. Because they don't care.
Right.
Their numbers grow either way.
Right. Yeah.
They just do.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 15,000 contractors. They probably have $15 million.
We're in the relationship business, right? Like our job is to help them grow their business. We are in the job. I hold my people accountable for lifetime value of a customer, right? And the only way that works is being able to develop a relationship of what works and what doesn't work and help them along the way and grow their business.
So you're more of a partner, you consider yourself for contractors, not even an aggregator. So correct. I apologize. So you're more of a partner. It seems like, right. I mean, I can tell you, that's the only person I've really ever met from your team. He's been great to us.
Right.
So, but I guess, yeah, you're right. He's constantly asking, hey, are things good? What's going on?
Right. We have an account management team that is there, specifically focused on a set of customers and helping them be successful with our leads.
Listen, you deal with a lot only home service businesses for the most part. You guys aren't in legal, correct?
Correct. We're exclusively home services.
I thought so. Yeah. Here's a question for you. What are the trends you're seeing in home services? And I want to talk to you about the trends you see with private equity. But what are the big trends you're seeing in home services over the last 8 years that you've been in it now at Networx?
Yeah, it's interesting, but then in and across home services, with people have moved less. The market for new homes is down. People are investing back in their homes. They're learning how to create value in their single biggest investment and asset, usually their home, right? And they're seeing those trends, right? And that's where we like to speak the trends of how a new roof can improve the overall value of your home, how a kitchen or bath remodel can improve the value of their home. So they are being more discerning with how they are spending money in order to improve their investment overall, right? And that's been a sort of very unique trend across our business. And we've learned to evolve with that. So like staying a little bit out of like call it the handyman categories and sort of the lower end stuff, like TaskRabbit's done a good job there. They've taken a lot of that, and us continuing to focus on how we drive value, because there's a homeowner here also that we have to add some value to, right? And helping them find the right contractor to it, right? So focusing on that homeowner, helping them learn how to be a better homeowner to drive the value of their home is helping us now bridge an even better gap with our contractors.
I guess from just a pure adding value to the resale of your home, I'm assuming kitchen and bath are the number 1 and 2 thing people look at.
Yeah, that's big. Listen, roof is a big number, right? And
roofs. I should tell people that average roof is about $20,000 now in America, right. 18 to 20,000. That's your single biggest investment, like for one thing. Like
correct.
Like you can get a kitchen done for $7,000, $10,000. People don't realize that.
Yeah,
you can't get a roof done for $7,000-10,000. And if you can, I guarantee you, it's a shitty ass roof. You're living in a townhouse. No, I'm not being rude. Like
no. So it's how saying. That's been the most unique and interesting trend, I would say, right?
Are you guys privately held or publicly held?
Privately.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you guys think you sell?
We just run a great
stutter. It's the first time I've seen this guy not polished. Jacob, it's the first time I've seen this guy not polished all day. When you were more polished than Obama till that question came up.
Well, let me tell you, because he was more polished than Obama till that came out. I was thinking about answering your question that I've taken multiple companies public in the past. So I appreciate how difficult it can be to be a public company, right? And being a sort of founder-led culture in a private company, we get to have a lot of fun and run a great business at the same time. And there's no reason whatsoever to change that.
All right. So once again, let's answer the question, Mr. Polish. Mr. Obama. That's what I'm going to call you, Mr. Obama. Did you like Obama? Because he could speak well. He's
great art.
He's probably the best public speaker I've ever seen in my lifetime, right? Can't go for the rest of the nonsense. Right. But listen, yes or no, do you sell or do you go public, do you think, in the next 5 years?
No, we stay the course. We run a great business.
Just stay the course.
We run for fundamentals of profits and cash flow and just run a great company.
I got no issue with that.
Yeah.
You see private equity, though, is coming heavily into acquiring organizations like yourself and home services.
Yep.
Why do you think there's such a heavy push into home services, especially? Because the HVAC space was kind of like, that's where they led the charge and really proved out the model, and it works. Garage doors now they're in pretty heavily. Electrical, plumbing, roofing, they're sprinting to.
Yeah.
Like that's the hot. Like that's the prom queen right now. I always say it's the prom queen. Why do you think it is?
Well, there's good businesses there, right? Just sort of fundamentally, you have a large, massive market that regenerates itself every single year. The market is gigantic, right? And, by going into that space, the thesis is that they can create some economies of scale and leverage from being bigger, right? I haven't seen them prove that yet, by the way.
Right, HVAC space they have.
And so if that's the case, and can they do that with other categories? That makes sense to me why they would be there to try to roll up a mom and pop industry, if you will, that is gigantic, right? Because there's some leverage, right? Exactly. And so it's hard to do, by the way. I have some experience with roll-ups as well in the past, right? And so it's very, very hard to do, but can they generate those types of economies of scale by why is bigger better in that space? They believe that it is. That's why they're there, right? Because there's good unit economics and they believe there's leverage from scale.
In the HVAC space, it's worked. You could see it with Alpine that owns Apex, which is a great organization, champion. They've done it. They proved the model, right? What's interesting is in other spaces like garage door, they have economy of scale, leverage. We talk about economy of scale, buying power,
sure,
supply power, stuff like that. The roofing space, unlike the other spaces, really isn't budging yet with the economy of scale buying power. They're saying they're all fighting back together because it's an old boys club, as you know. So they're kind of like resisting private equity, where I was just at a meeting up in New York where probably one of the biggest ones now, Vertex, they're probably 500, 600 million plus in roofing now, which is probably going to be the biggest fund out there right now. They're also owned by Alpine. She said it's really frustrating because I don't understand why the manufacturers aren't playing ball with lowering rates for us. I'm thinking because they don't have to.
Yeah.
You really only have you only have two players, GAF and Owens Corning.
Right.
The rest of the players, yes, there is IKO and some other players out there, but they can't meet the demands of going through ABC Beacon and SRS for distribution out to the job site. So you really only have two players.
Yeah.
And if they're in bed with each other,
it's going to be hard to get economies of scale there.
Very hard.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
What I like is the tailwind that is creating for our business, right? Like those private equity-backed businesses are, hungry for growth, and coming from that venture and private equity-backed business world, like where revenue growth is like the only thing that usually matters to them, right? That is a nice tailwind for my business.
Well, and the thing is, you said only for them. That should be for any business. If you don't have revenue growth, I say this to people all the time in business, you're either treading water, swimming, or you're drowning. And the guy that's swimming has business growth. The guy that's treading water is just waiting to drown. Yeah. Seldomly do you see someone treading water, just all of a sudden sprinting a great swim.
Yeah.
Normally, if you're treading water, it's only a matter of time.
Right.
And that's what I say to people all the time. Like, you're making a good living, but you're not making a great life for yourself, and you damn sure don't have something to leave your children.
Right.
And that's why we talk about it.
Right. And where I find the flaw in some of that model is the revenue growth for revenue growth's sake versus profitable revenue growth,
100%.
which is what we fundamentally believe in at Networx.
So I've had a few companies over my career where I lost the money to grow it, full transparency, knowing I would sell it, and I just said, hey, listen, I'm going to get 10x, 9x, 8x on the sale. So if I lose $500,400,000 for the first year or two, I'm okay with it because I got to clean it up for the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And it's going to pay me back 8x, 7x, 6x. But that's a whole different business model. Most people are not going to go into it.
I built a media business to do it. I built a media business over 15 years, right? Yeah. And like there's that early days where it is all about market share and you're growing, you're hyper growth, right? And you're okay taking the company into the red in order to accomplish that, right? And that's what venture capital is good for, right? Really good for that.
Absolutely.
Right? And then you hit an inflection point, and all of a sudden, EBITDA matters, right? And then you've got to continue both delivering the revenue growth and high flow through to profitability, right?
100%.
So that's profitable revenue growth that only comes with certain places where you've got like the leverage out of good fixed infrastructure and fixed costs that you get that great scale and variable revenue growth there.
What do you think is a good net income for a contractor? Ballpark. I'm not saying it has to be spot on. Give it a range. Come on, Brian. You've been doing this a long time.
It's just got to be 20 to 25%.
25%?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ours are about 22%, but as soon as I see someone under 15%, I'm like, you got problems.
Right.
You got problems. Serious problems. Listen, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it
very much.
All right. Thank you.